Welcome back, you guys. It's the easy cut, crease, and bottom eyelashes tutorial. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button. For her eyebrows, I'll be using MAC Cosmetic Embark eyeshadow to fill in her eyebrows. Then I'll be using a lighter concealer to sculpt her eyebrows. I'm using a MAC Cosmetic 242 brush to sculpt the eyebrows. I love that brush because it's super easy to sculpt the eyebrows. When sculpting eyebrows, I try my best to mimic the other side to make them twin-like. But if you can't get it right, you might end up with sisters. It's fine, but you could do your best to make twins. After getting the eyebrows to your desired shape, then you can move forward on concealing the concealer with your foundation. Now this is a different style that I normally do to cover up the concealer and also use as an eyeshadow base. I'm using Nutmeg by Black Opal as my eyeshadow base. Then I'll be using Carb by Black Opal to cover up the concealer underneath the eyebrows and above the eyebrows. And at the same time, I'll be blending the Nutmeg and the Carb together to make it skin tone-ish as possible. The key to hiding the concealer is try your best to get as close as possible to the eyebrows without messing it up. I do the same technique for both sides of the eyes. Next, I'll be using Clown White by NYX Cosmetics as my eyeshadow base. I'll be using eyeshadow from the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe. I'll list every name of the color in the description box by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the colors I'm using on the lid is matte. The first one is like a brickish color. With that brickish color, as you can see, I put it in the crease and I also added to the tail or the end of the eyes. Then as you see, I am snatching that eyebrow up to add another color. You know, she has small eyes, so I'm doing what I could do. That's like a baby brown color, so I'm doing the same thing as the brick color. I added to the tail. Crease to the tail. Now I'm doing a darker brown and I'm doing the same thing, snatching that eyebrow up to add some more color. Remember, this is matte. All the eyeshadow is matte, so crease to tail, crease to tail. Snatch that eyebrows up and add some more color. As you can see, I'll blend on both eyes and I do my best to make both those eyes twins like I do my brows. Now I'm going to add a little black shadow only on the tips of the eyes. Remember, when you mess with the black, you better blend it down in towards the crease. Like I always say, eyeshadow always look crazy and messy, but at the end it becomes beautiful. Now to cut the crease, I'm using a MAC Cosmetic 242 brush. To cut the crease, I am using LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Warm Honey. Now I'm using NYX Pearl Pigment for her crease cut color. Now I'm blending the dark and the brown and a little bit of the crease cut, just so it can look nice and soft. I couldn't find my makeup remover, so I'm using a little moisturizer and Q-tip to remove the eyeshadow and also to sharpen up the edge of her eye. Now I'm using my favorite liquid eyeliner by Amuse Cosmetics to line up her lash line. As you can see, her liquid liner is a little bit juicy, so I would recommend that people that use it, make sure it dries all the way up. If not, take a Q-tip and pat the extra juice off of it. Now back to the lashes. She'll be wearing La Charma number 15 as her eyelash base. I'll be doubling up her lashes. Her second lash will be from La Charma Wispy Lashes. I always wait till the lash get a little bit ticky-tacky to smash them together, then it's easier to place them on your proper eyelash. I'm sorry you guys, the camera died on me, so I didn't get the foundation part, but her foundation is MAC Cosmetic NW 48 and NC 50. 48 in the outside, NC 50 in the inside. Now moving along, for concealer, I'll be using LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Warm Honey. I love using this one foundation brush to blend in my concealers and my foundation and my contours out. For her contour, I'll be using MAC Cosmetic NW 58 Studio Fix Fluid. You can use any dark foundation, liquid or powder, but to me, liquid is much easier because if you go too dark, you can always put her foundation on top to brighten it back up. If you're not good at making a narrow nose, you can always use a concealer to run it up and down the nose. Then go back with the same brush, use a contour to define it even more. Next, I'm just using the highlighting powder. You can use any highlight powder to highlight underneath the eyebrows. Highlighting the eyebrows could also help you hide that extra concealer or blend that extra concealer underneath the eyebrows out. Before I set underneath the eyes, I do my best to remove any fine lines from the concealer first. Then I go back and I use my setting powder by NYX Cosmetic Natural Scent to set underneath her eyes. After using the setting powder, then I'll use a MAC Cosmetic Mineralized Skin Finisher in the shade Dark to set on the inner circle of her face. And for the outer rim of her face, I'll be using Deep Dark Skin Finisher by MAC Cosmetic. Next, I'll be highlighting her with NYX Cosmetic Olive Sand. Some people love to use banana, but I like to use olive sand when working with African American. If you're good with banana, just make sure you know you have to blend that stuff all the way down and take a flash picture, because if you see any extra white stuff, you might have to mist it some more or blend some more down. Olive sand to me is way much easier to blend down, but it doesn't work on every black skin tone. You might have to grab yourself a spoon of banana. For blush, I'm using a mixture from the Juvia palette. I'll list that in the description box. I know that blush can look kind of strong, but you can always use your foundation brush to tone it down. Your foundation brush already has product on it, so you don't need to add more foundation on top of that blush unless you made your blush really rosy. For her lips, I'll be using MAC Cosmetic Chestnut Pencil to line up her lips. For blush, I'm using Myth Lipstick by MAC Cosmetic. I know you guys don't kill me. I always slap the lipstick on the lips because I know I'm going to blend it down with a brush. I feel like if you're using a colored lip like red, something you got to focus on, that's where you take your time on. But any lips like pink and nudes, trust me, I don't think they could see your mistakes once you blend it down with a brush. Now this lip gloss that I'm using is by MAC Cosmetic. It's called Please Me. For those of you guys that see that little brown corner, I was blending as hard as possible and that damn thing not budging. Now I'm just dusting all of this baking powder off of her, or her highlighting powder. You remember when I say if you see any light spot from any baking powder, you go back and touch it up. And as you see, I'm using a little dark powder to touch up the edge of where I see the light area is from the baking powder or the highlighting powder. Now for under her eyes, I'll be using MAC Cosmetic Feline Pencil. I'm using a little piece of smudge to line underneath her eyes so my fingerprint won't be underneath her eyes, so I won't have to worry about fixing that. Then I'll be using a very small brush to smudge the bottom of her eyes. I'm using a cardboard to catch any fallout so it won't fall onto the face. Now I'm just using the foundation brush just to sharpen the edge of her eyes. And also it'll help clean up any fallout that I may not see on the eyes or in the face. Now I'm using Gold Deposit by MAC Cosmetics in a fan brush to put the product on the face. As you can see, it doesn't put a lot of shimmer on the face. Next, I'll use mascara to remove any product that may be underneath her eyelashes. Also, I add some at the bottom of the lash because I'm prepping her for bottom lashes. The lash number that I'm using are 46 Milo Charmer, and I'm cutting them by their spikes. They're spiky 46 lashes, and the way you put them on is if the right go to the right, the left go on left. You just flip them upside down and you place them the same way but the reverse. Please comment in my comment box if you understood what I said. Depending on the eye type, you could determine if you want to put 3, 4, or 5. Her eyes are small, so I could have did a 3, but I felt like she could use a 4. And the glue that I'm using is called Sassy Eyelash Glue. It looks like bonding glue, but the name is just different. It's Sassy Eyelash Glue. The name will be in my description box. It's the same way you apply your regular lash. Left on left, right on right. But just upside down. For setting spray, I'll be using NYX regular setting mist. And another birthday beat. Please like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification button. And please comment and let me know what you think about this video, and let me know what other videos you guys want to see. And don't forget to hit that notification button because I'm going to produce another video this week.